I really want us to have, I don't understand why would NSFAS have a shortfall. Or for me, né? I don't believe that, I've said it before. No, I'm telling you, I don't believe that NSFAS should have a shortfall. Because, you know, now we're voting for budget. We're saying we're giving you 50.5 billion. So you work from 50.5 billion going down. So if you input students that will make 60 billion, somebody must be held accountable. How would you do that? In fact, like I've said, I've been in this portfolio for long. I do believe there, honorable souls, that, what is the right word? They call them what? Not cartels. What is this? There's another word that I'm forgetting. I do believe that the syndicates that are working at NSFAS and they are paying ghost students there. That is my view. I believe that there are people there who are actually, I also heard last week, Dr. Christians, that these people, how they do it, they enter into the system of NSFAS. I don't know how. They enter into the system, then they pay people. I'm told last week, the system had generated an income, a PO and payment. It was stopped at the final stages. But the system had generated, it was paying students for student accommodation at special TVET colleges worth 2 million. Now, remember there was a big issue where students were paid accommodation amount and providers were not paid. We were told last week that when we arrived there, I think in 2019, 2020, they used to have a system, they used to call it the hand of God at NSFAS. So people at NSFAS would say, you'll enter the system and everybody here in the room is funded. And then it's Wednesday. On Monday, 5 of us are not on the system. Good, when you put in an ID number of this person that you printed from the same system on a Wednesday, on Monday, those people are not on the system of NSFAS. And the staff there, they used to call it the hand of God. They say God comes and removes people. And then in April, so this was in February, in April, these people appear on the system, they are funded. So we then told them, how do you use, for such a big institution, such a corrupted system? We went to National Treasury, begged for money, say, allow them to build their own system. National Treasury gave us 119 million. I've not seen where it went, because it gave us in 2 tranches, 59 million and 60 million. It was 119 million. So this matter of NSFAS members, I honestly, there was a company that was appointed, I think 2019, 2020, to do something else. And then we were told there by the people of Hand of God there, they say, this company then did some test. So in this test that they do there on the system, they realize that every day at 4 o'clock, the IT system of NSFAS gets hacked. Every day. There's obviously they try to fight, but ultimately the hackers get every day at 4 o'clock, South African time. Then around 12 o'clock, they leave. But when they check what happened on the system, they can't see what happened. Now, when you have a system like that, why would you not believe that this thing of ghost students are put at that time? And this is my view, that during that time, when these things are inside the system, when you are busy trying to fight these people fighting, they put this. AG said now, in 24-25, got about 822 students. Deceased students. These are just deceased students. Now, you have a Home Affairs network or system aligned to you. So the reason why I'm saying it's a serious syndicate, because the bank itself, when you pay money into a bank account and this person is deceased, the bank will pick it up. So this syndicate has got people at Home Affairs who make sure that this life system of Home Affairs that has captured the deceased person does not interface with the life system of NSFAS. Then even if, you see, these are 822, I said the department must do a small forensic. You know, this one is simple. I'm not an accountant, but I can do it myself. I'll simply check. Okay, AG says these are the people. Now I go to the NSFAS system. I bring in the bank accounts of these people. I go to the banks and say, give me data of these people. I'm going to, I can tell you for free. You'll find that many of these accounts or this deceased student don't have individual accounts. They go into one account. Now, a bank should be able to pick that thing. It says NSFAS on the system because the bank is interested. I mean, when I went to Botswana, the bank withheld my SNT because it was paid from Namibia. They withheld, they said there's no money that enters. I know the banks does that. Right? So even this one, the bank will say, why this thing is saying NSFAS? Now we've got 200,000 students of NSFAS who are getting 1.7. Why is this one getting 170,000? What's so special about it? The banks will pick that thing up. But I can tell you, when I say it's a syndicate, there's somebody there at the bank who's able to turn off that notification that turns red. If it says red, turns it back to green. Everything is fine. So, and I said, department, this is your time to shine. Put in a very reputable company. This thing, you can do it in 3 weeks. You write to the bank, I'm appointed, there's my appointment letter, terms of reference from the department, there's this thing, AG raised 800, worth of hundreds of millions, by the way. Take this thing, you go look at that, you will see that this thing is a syndicate. That is the department, I've not heard them say they are going to do it. I've not heard them. Hopefully they will. But this thing of NSFAS members, I think I'm a bit worried about the relationship between NSFAS and USAF. I know people are worried about our relationship with USAF. Ours is fine. But I'm worried about the relationship of USAF and NSFAS because there are certain things that you can tell that they should be able to resolve amongst themselves. And Tandy, the department must play a serious role here. Because both, we can't afford to have the universities pulling this way and NSFAS this way. You can afford them, to, you know, you have to pull us sometimes, but we're not that important. That institution, NSFAS, can't fail. And this arrangement must happen as soon as possible. Convene them. Say, USAF, we want to resolve this problem. Let's sit down. Yes, NSFAS, you bring them down. Obviously, you might need to sit down with NSFAS first, understand what is it that they are saying, bring the administrator up to speed, but together go with USAF and sit down, and let's try and resolve this problem, because I see it from here that it might get very ugly very soon. You wanted to say something?
Chair, thank you. Yes, thank you for this. We will do that. We will engage with the DPSA